Hello and welcome back. Today I especially want to talk about the new War Chief changes. First of all, the Valako Storm's Embrace modifiers to maximum fire resistance also apply to maximum cold and lightning resistance. It's really nice. It's like the melting of the flesh. Without some of the huge downsides, the minus max rest is always a downside for all builds, and the minus to all elemental resistances is usually a downside as well, unless you play with the Dorianus prototype, which boosts your damage actually with the melting of the flesh. And Tasalio Cleansing Water is on the way to there, and it gives you a resistance boost. For half of your fire res, you get additional cold and lightning res. And the interesting note is Nagamahu's Flames Advance. Non-unique jewels cause increases and reduction to other damage types in a large radius to be transformed to apply to fire damage. I prepared 2 PUBs, or Path of Building builds, that simulate the possible change to this node. I put in some jewels that have a large radius, or medium, I'm not sure, but I think that's the large one. It shows all of the increased damage types. Your increased totem damage should theoretically apply to your increased fire damage. And I took all of the nodes. Where I'm not too sure is with spell damage, but it could be also 20% increased fire damage as well. So we take that. It's very likely to be increased kill damage to apply to your fire damage instead. The same for the lightning, but I also took physical and melee damage to also apply. Once the node is available on the POB community fork, then we can check out if it actually applies, and then also check it in-game. But for now I took all of the damage nodes and I share this POB later on. And another less likely idea is if we take cluster jewels and we put 2 non-unique jewels in there, they don't apply the radius. Another idea is using a 12 passive elemental damage cluster with 35% increased effect and see if that works. The idea is we get 25% elemental damage, and then we get it from this jewel and the elemental damage. Either it puts 25% the damage increase in there, or maybe it applies to fire, cold and lightning, but that's very unlikely in my opinion. It's like with omnipotence, like 10% increased all attributes as the same, like 10% more dex. If that's the case, that it doesn't double dip, then you just take the increased fire damage, or if you find the nodes that you want on another jewel, then you can also pick the cold or lightning damage instead and transform it if it works. Now at the editing phase I noticed it actually doesn't double dip because you only transform it once, and if you have 2 of the jewels in one cluster it doesn't work. So I thought I put in trap and mind damage, and that actually might be transformed into 10% increased fire damage and 20% increased fire damage. So you actually get 40% if it really works in the cluster jewels. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.